Hello, reader friends. I cannot believe that it's already the end of 2023. This year just went by so fast. It literally just baffles me that it's already November. But with that said, there's only about, I don't know, 6 to 7 weeks left of 2023. And I'm freaking out a little bit because there's still so many books that I wanted to read this year. And I know that it doesn't matter because I can just continue on into next year, but something about having a deadline just really stresses me out. And I just want to get as many books as I can read within the next couple weeks. So with that said, in this video, we are going to be going through my end of year TBR, all the books that I want to read for the rest of the year or books that I want to read before the year is over. I don't have a lot of the physical copies of these yet because I'm either waiting for their paperback versions or I'm just somewhat on a book buying ban and am waiting to buy them. So I either have them on my Kindle or I'm getting them from my local library. So starting with the ones that I have either on my Kindle or that I'm renting from the library. The first one I have will be a surprise to literally no one, and that is Fourth Wing. I still have yet to read this book, and I know I'm probably one of the only people. Actually, I know there's a lot of people that still haven't read it, but there's also a lot more that have read it. So I'm one of the few who has still not read it this year. And with Iron Flame just recently coming out, I really wanted to get this read by the end of the year so that I could go into Iron Flame. But I do really want to wait for the paperback versions because I just do not like hardcovers. I try to avoid them as much as I can. But they did also come out with special editions of both of these books, so I don't know. I might just have to get those. We'll see. But anyway, yes, so my first one that I want to read by the end of the year is Fourth Wing, and then the second one that I really want to read by the end of the year is A Court of Mist and Fury. I actually have this one. It's coming in the mail today, but I just didn't want to wait. But I did recently just read ACOTAR for the first time, and I just did a vlog that I will kind of link above, and that was really fun. And I mean, I didn't absolutely go crazy over it, but I did really enjoy it, and it made me really excited for A Court of Mist and Fury because I've heard that that one is the best book in the series. So that one I'll probably get to very soon. The next one is actually going to be released here pretty soon, and that is The Mystery Guest. This is the second book to the Maid series. I don't know if it's a series or just duology, I'm not sure, but it's by Nita Prose. I absolutely adored The Maid. It was one of my favorite books of, I think, I want to say last year, so it was 2022. I thought it was so cute. I fell in love with the characters. The story was just so fun and cozy. And when I heard that she was coming out with a second book in this series, I got so excited and I was like, I need to read this before the year is over. The next one I have is Capturing the Devil, and this is the last book. I think it's the last book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. Loved the first one, loved the second one. The third one I literally gave 2.5 stars because the romance, miscommunication, and just the drama that was happening in that book was so frustrating. So yeah, just did not like that one at all. So I'm very interested to see how I like the last book because I've also heard, or I've read not so great reviews about it. I've heard and seen that the first two books are the best. So I don't know, I'm just really curious as to how this series is going to end. The next one I have is The Family Game, and this is a thriller that kind of happens around the holidays. I want to say it happens around Thanksgiving, but it could be Christmas. I'm not sure. But this is just I heard a really, really good winter thriller read, very fast paced, very fun. And I've had this one on my TBR for, I think literally since it came out, I think last year. And I've been so excited for it ever since, but I've been waiting for fall and winter to come around again to read it. So I'm very, very excited about that. This one follows, I believe, our main character either gets married or she's about to get married to this dude, and he brings her to the family house for Thanksgiving, the holidays. And they have this really sketchy and weird family game that they play. I don't know, I've just heard it's very interesting. Family drama, secrets, lies, drama. And then going into the ones that I actually have physical copies of, the first three that I have are actually on my November TBR, so I did talk about those in one of my more recent videos, so I won't go too much into those, but the first one I have is Six of Crows. I have been wanting to read this one for literally so long, as I said in my November TBR video. I don't know why I haven't read it yet, I just haven't. I think I've just been intimidated by this duology because it's a little bit long, but I've also just heard really, really good things about the duology, so I don't know, I've just been very intimidated by it for some reason. But yes, very, very much looking forward to getting into this, and I need to read it by the end of the year. The next one that I had in my November TBR video is Once Upon a Broken Heart. The third book of this trilogy just came out, so I really, really want to start this one before the year is over. I've just heard it's so magical and whimsical and also heartbreaking, so I don't know. I'm nervous for that, but also excited because I've heard, again, nothing but good things about the series. I have heard some mixed reviews about the last and most recent release in the series, Curse for True Love, I think is what it's called. So, I don't know. I'm nervous. And then the last one that I had in my November TBR was Love Theoretically. This is a more recent release of Ali Hazelwood's in the STEMinist collection, I guess I would say. This one follows our main character, who is a theoretical physicist by day, and then she also has a second job as a fake girlfriend. So she fake dates people, and she has her favorite client and her repeat client, and I think his brother is someone who's super high up at one of the universities that she's trying to either get a job at or something along those lines. And I don't know if it's quite an enemies to lovers, or I'm honestly not sure, but that's kind of the premise of it. Very excited. Love Ali Hazelwood's books. Definitely need to get to that by the end of the year. And then my last three that I have are Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I have had this on my TBR for a very long time. I've heard mixed things about what time of year to read this. Some people have said it's good in winter, and then some people have said it's good in spring. So I'm honestly not really sure atmospheric wise where that stands. But this is just a very cozy fantasy about a girl who is writing an encyclopedia about fairies. So she goes to the fairy world and the locations, I guess, of where the fairies are, and she just studies them. So it's a little bit academia. I think it's enemies to lovers. There's a little subplot of romance. So I don't know, it's very cozy. I can definitely see myself reading this book by an actual fire, all cuddled up in a blanket and stuff. And then my second to last book that I'm talking about is Sorcery of Thorns. This one I've heard is very atmospheric because it's about this magical library. The little back says, when an act of sabotage releases the library's most dangerous grimoire, Elizabeth is accused of treason. With no one to turn to but her sworn enemy, the sorcerer Nathaniel Thorne, and his mysterious servant, she finds herself entangled in a centuries-old conspiracy. Not only could the great libraries go up in flames, but the world along with them. I don't know, very fun, very adventurous, very magical. I think it's also enemies to lovers. I don't know, but I've heard really, really good things about it. And then the last book that I have on my end of year TBR is Live No Lies by John Mark Comer. This is by the same author who wrote The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, which if you've been watching some of my videos, I talk about that very often because it literally changed my life, and I could not speak more highly of that book. So I've just been really itching to read more of his writing. This is a Christian nonfiction, so more faith-based, and it even if you aren't Christian or if you're not a faith-based person, I guess, I would still recommend these books because they just have so many life lessons and so much wisdom that your mind will literally be blown. I don't know, I could not recommend his book more because it's so good. But that is my end of year TBR. Will I get to all these books? Probably not. Will I get to half these books? Maybe? I don't know. Honestly, we'll see, because there's a lot of other this doesn't even involve my winter and holiday theme TBR, so yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll get in a big reading mood and bust out a couple books in a week. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know if you guys have any fun books that you guys are reading before the end of the year, and if we have any of the same books on our TBR. I am moving in a couple days, so I will be doing more reading vlogs and readathons, and hopefully I'll be doing some live reading sprints soon since I'll have my own office space to do so. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. My little fire went out. Woo, fire's back.